Hello everybody, it's Rick. It is January 15th, 2020. My email is rick, R-I-C-K 0327@me.com. The email is if you're interested in receiving paperwork in exchange for a gift. The paperwork you will use to file in response child support. If you're already paying child support, you got a letter in the mail, show up to court, paperwork to send in. Okay, I got a lot of paper, let's put it that way. Okay, to show you, and by the way, my paperwork, I do not make guarantees, but my paperwork has helped in the past. Okay. All right, I got a dismissal here. Okay, one of my guys got a dismissal. Okay, and this is what he wrote. Hey Rick, just want to let you know another victory with your paperwork. I never show up. I do it just the way they do it, by mail or fax. I sent them a notice of non-assumpsit. Upon receiving their notice, offer to show up. That's the thing. That's what I've been talking about recently in my videos, is that they require your consent, but what really happens is when you show up to court, you're consenting to contract with them. You're accepting an offer. It's a really horrible trick that they pull. I am not comfortable. You're going to have to make that decision on your own, whether to show up or not. All right, he chose not to. I'm not the only channel that does that. There's another guy out there who I respect, and he says the same thing. And I'm basing it based on what my reaction is, because they're vicious. These people, they just figure, well, you don't show up, I'm going to file a default against you. And next thing you know, they'll issue an order just because you didn't show up. But if you respond with the right paperwork and show them mistakes that they made, that's what I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you tricks that they use. They use improper grammar. They use improper grammar to trick you to show up. But grammar is grammar. It's like what the words... they're on paper. So if you can show on paper that you were not ordered to appear, I'm going to show you, it looks like you were ordered to appear, but you point out that you weren't ordered to appear, how can they issue a default against you? Okay, but let me just show you that people have used my paperwork and have had success. Okay, all right, just to show you that I'm full of hot air. All right, I've had success in the past. I got videos to show it. YouTube has changed its platform. I gotta specify whether or not my videos are for kids, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a little confused by it. I'm not the only one. A lot of other channels out there having problems. There are other channels out there had a lot of their videos removed. It's just a really crazy time on the internet. This country, we're going through a lot of changes right now. A lot of changes, and I don't want to get political because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, but just a lot of crazy stuff going on. All right, but trust me. All right, I'm not a charlatan. I'm not a scam man. The gift that I ask is basically what a lawyer would ask you to sit down, and my paperwork almost always gets a response. And the paperwork almost always gets a dishonest response too, which means the paperwork is put together pretty well. Okay, so right here, what he's doing here is that he responds with paper. His body is not there. So I'll show you here. A judge that the petition is dismissed for facial insufficiency. That means not facial, your face, it means that there are no facts. Well, he's not there to give them facts. They don't have one party providing facts, or they cannot just go on the say-so of one party, the petitioner. So by him not showing up, they don't have it. They have no set of facts, so they have to dismiss it. Okay, I'm going to do a video on, probably my next video, I'll be talking about that. You could actually file a dismissal based on facial insufficiency, meaning they have insufficient facts. Okay, so because he didn't show up, they didn't have sufficient facts. Okay, it's that simple. Another thing, I want to make a suggestion. Now, I get the impression that maybe, okay, I'm not passing judgment here, but I think a lot of you probably are not supporting your offspring. So you're going in there with a guilty conscience. You can't do that. Okay, as far as you're concerned, you're supporting your offspring. Okay, and this is not, I'm not passing judgment here. I don't want to know. Okay? I don't want to know. All I'm saying is, from what I understand, if you are not objecting or coming from a place like you know, you have to be indignant. Well, I don't understand why am I here? I support my children. Now, if you're there for paternity, that's a different situation. Okay, but I'm just speaking about people who are acknowledging you have offspring. Okay. By you walking in there knowing that you will not support, you're acting guilty. And, you know, you're giving them a reason to do that. You have to be indignant. I don't understand why I'm here. Okay? That's if you even show up. That's just, again, if you show up in the future, you've been going, take it, just be indignant. I don't understand why I'm here. This is outrageous. Why am I here? And then here's another thing. You have to understand, the people that you're in front of, they have blood running through their body. They're a human being just like you. You're a human being with blood running through your body. You're not an object. You're not an obligor. You're not a debtor. You're not a non-custodial parent. Do not let them call you those things. You're not a person. Okay? You're a human being. You have blood running. It's very important. You have blood running. That means that you are a fact. You standing there means you are a fact. You are there. You're a fact. You're not an object. You're not a thing. Okay? And I spoke about in my last video, an obligor, a debtor. Those are conclusive presumptions. They've already concluded that you're a debtor. You owe, you have an obligation, you owe. You are presumed innocent. Do not let them call you that. I'm a man, I'm a woman with blood running through my body. What you see before you right now is a human being. And human beings have rights. I'm not a slave. I'm not here. I'm not in the indentured subject or in servitude to the state. Okay, that's another thing that they do. You basically become a debt slave. Okay, all right. So I'm just showing you here an order of dismissal. I have another guy, Nathan. I can't thank you enough for your work. It's 2020, and I am free from the clutches of Title IV de-enslavers. Thank you. All right. This will show you. This is him. Okay. This is me sending him paperwork. So, you know, there are a lot of haters out there that'll claim I'm full of shit. You know, excuse my language. This is proof that I actually sent them the paperwork. My first email with him was on July 5th. Okay. He sent me a gift on July 19th. And it's January. And he's supposed to get back to me. He's going to show me what he did. Okay. So This is just to prove to you that, you know, I'm not making this up. Okay, I like to prove things. That's, you know, that's the way I am. Okay, and he who was this? This is Chris. Okay, Chris. He used non-assumption. Now, what non-assumption is, basically, you're demanding proof of a contract. Okay, you're claiming there's no existence of an undertaking, agreement, obligation. There could be no default. So you cannot be in default because there's no injury. There's no, and the injury is the non-performance. See, if you enter into an obligation by you showing up, you're unwittingly entering into a contract with these people. That's the reason why they use trickery to get you there. They use improper grammar. Okay? That's the reason why they require your body in there. Okay? Chris didn't show up. He got a dismissal because they had no facts. Okay? So, this is what they do. Okay? All right, this is a typical summons that you're going to receive. If you have them, go over it and see if it looks something like this, okay? I covered this a few months ago, but we're going to go into it again, okay? All right, what they do is they put your name here, but then, all right, you are hereby summoned to appear. Okay, who is summoned to appear? Let's look at this. Do you see any name there? Now, if there was a name there, I would leave one name there. What I do is I protect people's identity. People are there are nutty people on my channel who if I leave their email address there, somebody will contact them. So I have to block out their information. I had one time where for like 3 seconds, my phone number, I left my phone number showing. And I was lazy. I was like, you know, I didn't feel like go back and editing it. One guy froze the screen and actually had the balls to text me and call me. Okay? You know, so that's why I have to block people's email address. You know, a lot of people are more than happy most of the time to share their, you know, if they're victorious, but they also don't want to give out their information. Also, I block it also because these people are vindictive. Okay, the child support people. So you don't want them to know. You know, you're out on the internet gloating that you got off. Okay, just trust me. It's good to share it with each other because it gives people hope. Okay? And, but let's get back to this. So right here is improper grammar. You are. All right? Now, here's the thing. Whenever, what is it? The adverb are and is, when you have a singular, John is hereby. Okay? Now, if you have a plural, okay, John and Jim are hereby because there's two of them. When you have a plural, you use are. When you have a singular, you use is. So in the future, if any of you have any trouble, listen, grammar is not, a lot of people, if you're going through the public school system, your grammar probably is not that good. All right, I know that because I went through the public school system, and I was in, you know, I'm not bragging, but I was actually in the advanced classes, but my grammar was horrendous. Okay, I just did enough to pass, but I went back to college, you know, over 10 years ago to learn how to write. Okay, and I learned how to write from a very good professor, so my grammar is pretty good. And I still make mistakes. There are plenty of people out there that make mistakes. It's common. But this is, you know, so when you see you are, you is a plural. but it's also a pronoun. There's no subject noun in this sentence. It's supposed to have, or it's supposed to say, your name, you are hereby ordered. So there's nobody being ordered to court. It's just a trick to get you there. Okay? And they want you to bring your 1099. You know, they use your ignorance. And a lot of people will show up with all this stuff. Do not bring you know, first of all, if you get this in the mail, you're going to respond saying, I read this and my name's nowhere in here. Even if your name is there, they still have to include your name in a sentence. That's the way grammar works. All right? So this is improper grammar. This is nothing more than to trick you. Here's another one. All right? This guy, Aaron, you are hereby notified. So this is a trick also. This is improper grammar. They do it all the time to trick you. Okay? Now, and that you're going to use that to your advantage. So if you ever receive a summons or a notice to appear and it's written in that style, it's improper grammar, you don't have to go. Point it out. Send a response back. I'm not appearing. I'm not appearing voluntarily. Now, this is good because it's grammar. Let them do it. Let them resend it to you in proper grammar and see if they do it. Okay? A lot of times, a judge won't do that because the judge don't want to be on record ordering you to do anything. Okay? Judges are very careful when it comes to a paper trail. They always have everybody else do stuff. Okay? Like with my paperwork, and here's the thing, if you get my paperwork, I also provide you guys with clerk paperwork because of the clerks. The clerks are the first line of defense for them. So when you go file paperwork, what'll happen most of the time, first of all, they might try and say they won't accept it. Okay? But if you get them to accept it, and then what they'll do is they'll walk away and disappear for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And what they're doing is giving the paperwork to a judge to read. And the judge will go, no, I'm not. Because they don't want to have that paperwork and they don't want to have to answer it on the record. Okay? But here's the thing. The case laws are out there that once you drop the paper off, they have to accept it. Okay? And then it's up to the judge to dismiss it for whatever reason. Okay? So just understand that. All right? So I'm just showing you real quickly tricks they do to get you into court. Okay? This is a guy, Timmy. This is a guy thanking me for my paperwork. This is to show you guys that you're getting a great deal. Okay? That's all I'm telling you. I am trying to help you guys, but I put a lot of work in this. I'm not trying to get rich in any way. I believe it's a very, very fair exchange between you and I. Okay? You got to remember something. You know, I got to deal with emails. I've been trying to make this video for 3 days now. What happens is I start going over paperwork, and next thing you know, I'm on my computer for 2 or 3 hours adjusting paperwork. I'll correct things that I see. I get crazy with this stuff. All right, so thanks for all your hard work and time you put into this paperwork. It all looks great. I don't see how any of this wouldn't be effective. It's one thing to hear you rattle off, all that's included, and because I don't go into all of it. I just tell you I got this, I got that. It's mind blowing. The gift amount is almost an insult to what you put together here. I appreciate your quick responses and willingness to work with me on obtaining this. And you guys can read the rest. Okay. Trust me, guys. I don't have anybody complaining when they get the paperwork. All right. Another guy. Thank you. This is Ernest. I bought your paperwork a while back. It started my journey. Where I'm at right now, I'm in the appeal process. So my paperwork has gotten him to the appeal process. Okay. Sometimes that's all you can ask. Okay. So, a lot of times these people, most of the times, they're not just going to accept paperwork and say, all right, you got us. I'm just telling you, it's a battle. All right. You're going to have to go in there and believe that you have rights. All right. You have rights given to you by God. Person sitting opposite of you in this court proceeding, the court setting, they're a human being. They don't have any power over you. Now, I get it. I'm also one of these people with a channel. I've actually been in court. I actually paid child support. Okay? I actually got them to stop. All right? There's one, I'm not going to name the guy. He's a jerk. All right? He attacked me about a year ago. The guy doesn't even the guy's never been to court. Doesn't pay child support. You know, he's a jerk. You know, he's just a jealous little girl. All right? And I don't even know of him even paying child support. Okay? Just another guy, just he's smarter than me and, you know, likes to insult me. He's a real jerk. Okay? But whatever. You know, I think because he has had no success, he finds it hard that I had success. Okay? So, whatever. And what else we got here? And that's about it. All right. So if you get this in the mail, okay, now you have a reason not to go. Okay. You send a response you can send a response to the clerk, and you can send a response to the court that based upon the grammar, your name appears nowhere in the sentences to appear. Okay. And therefore you're not gonna voluntarily appear. Okay. You know, for civil proceedings, you're not really, most of the time people are programmed to show up when they receive, but you don't have to go. They can hold it with you in absentia. Okay. But with this, they actually need you there. They need your body there because they need you to accept the offer to contract with them. That's what this whole thing is, to trick you into showing up. Okay. And again, I showed you a guy earlier. He just didn't go. He just played the game, submitting the paperwork. Okay. You're going to have to make that determination yourself. Okay. Again, I'm not comfortable telling you not to go, but if you have something like this is not a bad thing. Okay. All right. So, my email address is rick, rick0327@me.com. I'll have it in the description. Okay. And that's about it. Okay. And I'll talk to you guys soon.